Okay, exponents, more exponents. Actually, this is the last exponents lesson. Well, not quite, but we're winding down on the exponent stuff. And it's about time I showed you some exponent tricks. There are 3 exponent tricks I'd like to show you, and they will save you a lot of work sometimes. Let's see a question like this: 2 to the power 3 times 2 to the power 4. The old-fashioned way, you would have to go 2 to the power 3, which is 8, times 16, and then you have to go on the side here and figure out 16 times 8. Well, have I got a deal for you? We can use a little trick to answer this question. The only little caveat to this is that the bases have to be the same. Okay? The bases have to be the same for this trick to work. Anyways, here's the trick. So 2 to the power 3 is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2, right? And 2 to the power 4 is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Well, if we're multiplying this times all of that, what would be the answer in exponent form? Well, how many 2's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 2's. So the answer to this in exponent form would be 2 to the power 7. And that's it. You leave the answer like that. In these questions, I will normally tell you to leave the answer in exponent form, and that's totally fine. Okay, let's take a look at the next example. Let's say you have 5 to the power 7 times 5 to the power 2. Again, this means all this, 7 5's. And we're multiplying that by these 2 5's. Well, if we do this in exponent form, you just count up the total number of 5's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 5 to the power 9. And that's it. You don't have to give me the answer in regular standard form. You can leave it like that. Do you see an even shorter cut to the shortcut? Do I have to actually write out all these 5's and all these 2's? Do you see something in the question that lets you go directly from here to that answer there? From this question here to that answer right there? Do you see an even shorter cut? Well, if you haven't seen it yet, all you have to do to get this 9 is you add these exponents. 7 plus 2 is 9. Leave the base, it's 5 to the power 9. Same thing over here. All we did was add the exponents. 3 plus 4 is 7. So it's 2 to the power 7. You don't even have to even do that. You can just go directly from there to there. And I'll usually tell you answer in exponent form, then you can just leave it like that. Now, if I say answer in standard form, then you have to figure out what is 5 to the power 9 and then do all this math. But I'll hardly ever ask you to do that. So the first trick is, when the bases are the same, and you're multiplying, you just add the exponents. So when you're multiplying, you add the exponents. But again, it only works when the bases are the same. If these two numbers were different, we could not use this trick. Let's try this out on these three examples here. The bases are the same, and you're multiplying, you just add the exponents. So this is going to be 4 to the power 9 plus 3, which is 12. 4 to the power 12 is the answer. If you don't believe me, go ahead, do it the long way, and you'll get this answer as well. Does that trick work here? No, it doesn't. The bases are not the same here. An 8 and a 2, they're not the same. So this you could not write in exponential form. You'd have to do it the long way. And this, trust me, would be a long and ugly way to do it. So much so that, in fact, don't even worry about this. Can't do it. You can't do the trick on this one. Can you on this one? Yes, you can. There are the same bases. There's the exponents, but there's not just 2. There's 4 exponents. See this? No big deal. Add them all up. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 5, 14. 10 to the power 14. That's it. Okay, so that is trick number 1. When the bases are the same and you're multiplying, you just add the exponents. What about when you're dividing? Well, take a look at example 6. 3 to the power 3 divided by 3 to the power 2. If you do this the long way, you get 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 divided by 3 times 3. So that is the same as that. Now, this 3 divided by 3, 3 divided by 3. What you have here are numbers that will cancel each other out. This 3 will cancel out this 3. This 3 cancels out this 3. What are you left with? Just 1 3. And how do you write 1 3 in exponential form? 3 to the power 1. Okay? You don't have to do any crazy math here, although this question isn't too hard to do with the math, but it's still. The answer is 3 to the power 1. Okay? If you're not quite sure, take a look at this one. 9 to the power 4. What is that the same as? That's the same as 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 over 9 to the power 1 is the same thing as just plain old 9. Well, this 9 can maybe cancel out that 9. What are you left with? 3 9s. So you'll have 9 to the power 3. I think we're ready for trick number 2, don't you think? What is the trick? What do you do? What do you see that allows us to go directly from here, skip this, and go right to there? Same thing. From here, skip all this, and go right to there. Well, hopefully you should realize that the exponents this time, instead of adding, we are subtracting them. 3 minus 2 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So trick number 2 is when the bases are the same and dividing, you subtract the exponents. So when you're dividing, you subtract. When you're multiplying, you add. Okay, let's take a look at these 3 examples, see if you can get that trick down pat. 10 to the power 12 divided by 10 to the power 5. All we gotta do is subtract the exponents. It's going to be 10 to the power 7. here, oh, I'm doing the lame divided by sign way. Oh well. We're going to subtract, because we're dividing, it's 12 to the power 4. Now this one here, do you remember last day when I told you anything to the power 0 was 1? Well, here's proof of that. If we do this the exponent way, the shortcut way that I showed you, 7 minus 7 is 0, so you'll have 9 to the power 0. And if you do it the long way, what is 9 to the power 7? Well, I don't know, it's just some big number. And 9 to the power 7 is that same big number. Well, when you divide two numbers by the exact when you divide a number by the exact same number, what do you end up getting? 1. So that's why anything to the power 0 is the same thing as 1. A little simpler example, we'll call this example 10b, because I have example 11 down there. If you had 3 squared divided by 3 squared, that's the same thing as 9 divided by 9, which is 1. That's if you're going to do it the old-fashioned long way. If you're going to do it the exponent way, subtract the exponents, it's 3 to the power 0. They're both the same thing. Anything to the power 0 is 1. Anything to the power 0 is also 1. Okay, now, let's take a look at this. 3 squared raised to the power 4. A power raised to a power. What we're saying here when we say it's to the power 4 is we're going to write 3 times 3 4 times. Like this. 4 times we're going to write 3 squared, which is 3 times 3. Well, we're multiplying all these together, so if we're going to write the answer in exponent form, what would the answer be? Count up the number 3's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The answer is 3 to the power 8. Remember, there were 3 tricks, right? Do you smell a trick coming here? Oh yes, and hopefully you figured it out. When you have a power raised to a power, you multiply the exponents. So when there's a power raised to a power, you multiply the exponents. Here's 4 examples. Power raised to a power, we're going to multiply 3 times 5, which is 15, so it becomes 2 to the power 15. Done. Easy. This one here, 6 by 4 to the power 3. We're going to multiply these two, that's 12. It's 6 to the power 12. Here, ooh, 8 to the power 7 raised to the power 3. Who cares if there's an a there? It's not like the base changes at all anyways. Just leave it as a. What's 7 times 3? 21. It's a to the power 21. I know some of you are really hung up on this letter A. Don't worry about it. It's just go with it. And that's what the answer is. We don't know what A is. Let's just leave it like that. Now here, a little tricky. Negative exponent. What do? Well, same thing as before. Power raised to a power. You're going to multiply these two things. What's 3 times negative 2? Signs are different. Negative 6, so it's 8 to the power negative 6. Here's your skill testing questions. Good luck with them. I gave you a 6 this time. Ooh, nasty. Please show them to me with your notes all completed as well, and you are off to the races to do the next assignment. Toodles.